for February the 17th. May I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Cross.
Present.
Commissioner Hertzler.
Here.
Commissioner Eichelberger.
Is there any public comment to come before the salary board? Hearing none, item 4 is the approval of the minutes of February the 2nd. Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion on the minutes? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 5, the approval of the salary board actions. Is there a motion for those actions?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion, and have all the questions regarding INTO and the discussion we had been answered? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Is there any other business to come before the salary board?
Sorry, I wasn't.
You were part of the roll call.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
yes.
I tried to jump in, we kept going.
And then, Dr. Grace, Deputy
Present.
Vice
Controller.
President.
You're so inconspicuous. We didn't see you there.
Any other business? And the minutes will reflect that. And we adjourn. If you can stand as you may. Join me.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call order the Board of Commissioners meeting for February the 17th. May I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Cross.
Present.
Commissioner Hertzler.
Here.
Commissioner Eichelberger.
Just the three of us. Is there any public comment to come before the commissioners? Hearing none, item number 4 is the approval of the additional FMP training that was presented and reviewed during the workshop. Is there a motion for the approval of that additional training?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion?
Just for clarification purposes and for the record, with respect to my understanding of what we're actually approving today, even though I understand the language is still being worked on, we are authorizing an addendum to our current contract with federal management partners for additional training with respect to our pending pay for performance effort in 3 areas: core competency versus performance objective, one-on-one pay for performance evaluation coaching sessions, and cross-related department head supervisor pay for performance, evaluation coaching sessions at a combined cost of $11,010, which minus a $7,030.34 credit will bring the county's added cost at this time to $3,979.66. I further understand that beyond this additional training expense, that we will be looking at a $10,000 expenditure for employee self-assessment training and supervisor rater consistency training in the amount of $4,600 for a total of $14,600, a $14,600 additional expense that may be eligible for a 50% state matching grant. Is that information accurate?
Yes.
Up to this point in time, just for the record, we entered into an initial $80,000 contract with federal management partners, with 1/2 of that cost being reimbursed by DCED to help us establish procedures, policies, and to build the evaluation process for the Pay for Performance initiative. In addition, there's another $80,000 contract with another firm, Gallagher, that is assisting with the creation of an overall compensation plan, and we'll be taking a look at our pay scales in comparison to the market and the region. And also, by the way, I think it's important to note, based on some recent media commentary regarding commitment to the P4P process, that these contracts to move forward with pay for performance in our county were unanimously approved.
Any further comment? There is a motion, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 5, the approval to reappoint Dennis Goddard as chair of the Cumberland Municipal Authority for a 5-year term. I will add to this item before I call for a motion that there had been requests on length of time for service to the municipal authority, and with this additional opportunity for 5 years would bring that service to 25 years. I spoke with Mr. Goddard, and he has indicated to me and certainly has expressed on a few occasions that he would be certainly looking to and willing to step aside and have an opportunity for others to serve. It has been, as we've mentioned here before, difficult at times to find individuals, and certainly his commitment, dedication, and service to the county over this period of time is commendable, and by no means would reflect that his service would no longer be needed or acknowledged or asked for, but that the migration of individuals and a variety of talents and skills that they bring be afforded to all others also. So rather than have this present itself as not appointing, I would respectfully ask the board to either dismiss this item. We can on the agenda.
Madam Chair, I don't quite understand where we're heading here.
Well, it's either going to be an appointment, it's either going to...
I'd like to make a motion to reappoint Dennis Goddard to another term on the Cumberland County Municipal Authority. I believe that he served well over the many years that he's been on the authority, and I frankly don't understand what the difficulty is in his reappointment.
Well, I'll speak to that since you brought it up. I mean,
There's a motion.
okay, so we're waiting for a second.
Is there a second?
Okay, well, let me ask a question. We now have a vacancy in the county municipal authority. My understanding is this board may meet once a year, sometimes twice a year, sometimes no times in a year. And Mr. Goddard, from what I understand, has always been dutiful in terms of his job, in terms of paperwork and so forth that's required. They meet only when a nonprofit in the county has a project to be considered. Mr. Goddard was unanimously recommended by the municipal authority at a meeting, I believe, on January 27th to be reappointed as chairman. And I just, don't know why we would, create this vacancy, and because we do have difficulty, on occasion trying to find.
Well, you're going to have difficulty recruiting people if you don't even ask. So,
All right, well, did we ask the last time that all these other folks were appointed to the?
we have on occasion asked, and there's been discussion before this board and the previous board that we do need from time to time to turn these seats over.
Well, then
And
we should
just
have a
went through this,
regular, we should have a regular process.
I said that just last week, didn't I?
But in fact, there is. And as these appointments come up, either at the end of the year, we are given through the deputy chief clerk those appointments. Now, some of the boards have their own nominating committees. They put forward recommendations based on their nominating committees. So others have, in the past, seek reappointments, some by their bylaws. You can only serve on an occasion for 2 reappointments, and then you need to step away. So in fact, there is a process, and we all recognize it is difficult to find individuals in the community willing and giving of their time to the county on these variety of boards. And that is why I personally reached out to Dennis before this, so that this would then not, sort of play itself, that we're not reappointing, but that in fact his service has been 20 years, and this would extend that time to 25 years. And he also indicated that that would certainly be more than sufficient time for him to step aside and have someone else serve on this board. Either that the authority would recommend, or that this board commissioners would put names forward, and then we would select.
Okay, so we're creating a vacancy because essentially, he's served, whenever we've needed him for the past 20 years, we're now purposely creating a vacancy on this authority for no reason whatsoever.
We're giving other people a chance, as we have with other boards. And we get it, Jim. He's, been a loyal Democrat activist, and we all know that, so that's not the reason for us to appoint or not.
Excuse me? I have no idea. I don't even believe I've ever met Mr. Gunther, and I have no idea about registration, but apparently that concerns you the most.
I voted to approve him on 2 occasions.
Oh,
Okay? 05 and 10. I was here.
I had no idea, but if he's a registered Democrat, then I guess we're going to have the party take over the entire place. I thought you were Mr. Independent here.
I haven't put any Republican name forward, or any independent, or any libertarian name
Well,
forward.
do you have someone in mind to take his place?
What I have in mind is that we should open it up to other members to be participants in this county government. 25 years, that's really a stretch, considering a month ago, we threw somebody off who asked for a 3rd term. Now it's okay for a 5th term. So let's just be a little consistent. Let's open it up, give some other people the opportunity. I know Mr. Goddard. He's a great gentleman. He was a businessman here in the community for a long time.
I think he still lives.
I believe he's retired, but I'm not sure. I haven't talked to him in quite a while. So, but he's had, a very nice run of it. The municipal authority's done very good work. He can be proud of it. But we have said on occasion that there should be an opportunity for some other folks. I don't think this is just all that difficult.
No, I don't think, I was interested that you brought up, his party registration. That was the furthest thing from my consideration with respect to this, but apparently that must be important.
Like I said, I voted for him twice.
And we have in the past advertised through the media, through this form, any individual looking to put their name forward for consideration is certainly welcome to do so.
Of any party. We would hope they're registered voter of some party.
And certainly residents.
So they should probably, signal that they're a Republican in order to proceed.
Item number 6. The approval to appoint Vicki, and I will apologize on the last name, Galixon, to the Aging and Community Services Advisory Board for a 3-year term, which will expire then on the 31st of December 2017. Is there a motion for that appointment?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion on this appointment? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 7. Is there a motion for the approval of Resolution 2015-4, authorizing the adoption of VALIC, Retirement Services Company, retirement plan for the governmental employees?
So moved.
I'm asking for a motion. What? Motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 8, the approval of the CAT capital budget letter that was reviewed at the workshop, but I believe that there had been.
Well, actually, we didn't have the letter at the workshop, but there was an earlier draft of a memo that had been prepared a couple of weeks ago. But after reviewing that, and also having a conversation, I think that we need to update a little bit. I think it should be a letter as opposed to a memo. And in any event, there's a draft that you folks should have, and I understand their chief clerk has indicated his acceptance of the alternative, so I would move that we approve this letter.
Second.
So the letter that was just sent us a few hours ago, or whatever,
That's the one.
that's the one.
Earlier today.
Earlier today. All right. There's a motion and a second. All those in favor? Any opposed? I'm not,
Just one
yes,
comment.
please.
I'd like to commend the commissioner for producing a more succinct version of the thoughts we want.
I think what was important is just to be clear, and I was going to read it into the record, and if you allow me to do that.
This will take then all three signatures, correct?
Yeah, dear Mr. Jones, addressed to William Jones, General Manager. As one of the three regional funding partners of Capital Area Transit, we write to respectfully request that CAT suspend any action to procure any major new systems and withhold any action aimed at considering new facilities or acquiring additional real estate at this time. We make this request in light of the pending release of PennDOT's Phase 2 study of transit regionalization in the area. We strongly believe that it would be prudent for CAT to delay any capital expenditures that might prove to be redundant or unnecessary in the context of consideration of regionalization and thorough review and analysis of the pending PennDOT Phase 2 report. Thank you for your consideration of this request. Sincerely, the Cumberland County Board of Commissioners, will be signed by each one of us. Thank you for allowing me to read that into the record.
Item number 9. It's a letter of support that we've been given a copy of. Cumberland County Historical Society is embarking on a capital drive for Phase 1, looking at some expansion, and they have come to a variety of individuals and entities to garner their signatures as they move forward with their request. I will so move that we sign the letter of support. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? The letter of support by no means obligates the county, but would lend our support to their effort.
Well, the draft of the letter I saw indicated that, Commissioner, you would sign off as the chairman of the board, and I'm fully supportive of you doing that.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 10. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of January the 29th of this year and February the 2nd?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 11 is the approval of personnel transactions. Is there a motion for those transactions?
So,
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
aye.
Any opposed? Item number 12, the approval of the contracts and grants, A through K. These were reviewed and presented during the workshop on the 12th. Is there a motion for these contracts and grants?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Make sure that, is there any further discussion on these? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item number 13 is the approval of resolution 2015-2 budget adjustments presented during the workshop. Is there a motion to approve that resolution?
So moved.
Is there a second? Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 14, is there a motion for the approval of the M&T Certificate of Authority for receipt of charitable funds?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 15, is there a motion for the approval of the Affordable Housing Trust Fund Agreement for the 1st of January 15 through the 31st of December 2020 and the revised 2015 budget?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 16. Is there a motion for the approval of the letter to the Pennsylvania Historic and Museum Commission and the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation on the topic of the Wolf Bridge project?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion?
Yeah, Madam Chair, I just want to say that, I know we on occasion meet with our state legislators and we also meet with our congressional delegation. And I think one of the issues here, and the reason why we have to go through all these different hoops is because those requirements are contained when you're going to seek federal funds or state funds, and then of course we have a match that's going to be required here. This is like a $3 million project. A lot of those conditions are placed on these projects by the National Environmental Protection Act. So I think it would be helpful when we have an opportunity to meet with our federal legislators to see whether or not they might be able to provide for some language that would leave some of these questions up to the county and the local citizens with respect to historic preservation as opposed to what somebody from outside of our community might think. So in any event, hopefully this will help to move this project forward. I think we'd all like to see, and again, the priority here should be that when you've been forced to close a structure that's now, essentially not providing access for people, it should be moved up in the list of priorities in terms of when it can be completed. I know it's on the 2016 tip, but we now have what, 2 bridges that or more than that are actually closed, but 2 that are being delayed or have been delayed as a result of this Historic Museum Commission review, which is a requirement of federal law. So all I'm saying, it might be something for us to pursue. I know that the Harrisburg Area Transportation Study, sent a letter to our delegation at one point last year on this very same issue. I understand there's other projects, in Dauphin County, at least one that I believe it's in the Hummelstown area. Same situation where the bridge is closed and it's being held up pending this review. So anything we can do to move this forward, I think it'd be helpful. If Middlesex Township also follows suit, passing a similar letter and sending it over there. But there may be more we can do about this too in terms of encouraging our legislators at the federal level to see what they can do to maybe amend this process.
Well, there's no reason why we can't copy, sort of everybody on that letter.
We could do that.
Copy this Representative Perry and Barletta.
Yeah, it would be
There.
Barletta, Perry, and Toomey, and Casey.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on this letter? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 17, the approval of capital projects request. We'll take these collectively, separately. I'm kind of looking at this list here. They were presented as part of the capital project, but
If you think you're all in agreement, then you can do it collectively.
is there a motion for the capital project requests that were presented? Aging Community Services Building, Allen Road Human Services Building, and the Human Services Building in Carlisle. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Item number 18, and we will take these separately. The approval to authorize advertising. Is there a motion for the bids for the installation of human services rooftop units?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Is there a motion for the approval of advertising for the shingle roof replacement for the Human Services, Allen Road, and Aging Community Services buildings?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 19, is there a motion for the proposed plan for 2015 household hazardous waste collection event and the approval to send a letter to the Department of Agriculture in support of this event?
I'll move for that.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
I would only ask two. That might be a letter for a copy to our state representatives in light that CCAP is continually looking at that tipping fee. That this is once again a concern that we have for our residents. Item number 20. I will so move to the approval of Resolution 2015-3, the 911 funding and system reform. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 21. Is there a motion for the disbursement transfer authorizations A through E?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 22. I'd like to report an executive session held February the 12th, 2015 at 10:55 a.m. and February the 12th, 2015 at 11:45 a.m. for personnel issues. Item number 23. I'd like to acknowledge receipt of monthly reports from the Clerk of Courts, Conservation District, the Thonotary, the Recorder of Deeds, Register of Wills for January of 2015, and the report from Veterans Affairs for February of 2015. Is there any other business to come before the Board of Commissioners? Hearing none, we're adjourned. The recorder